Hey, yeah. For anybody who wants to participate, do not feel that you have to raise your hand, but I am going to ask, how many immigrants are in the sanctuary this morning? Okay. How many with immigrant parents? You are the child of immigrants. Keep your hands raised if you can, and plus the first folks. How many immigrant grandparents? Great-grandparents. Oh my. And we can see that. Okay. Not surprisingly, as we can see, there are many people here today, myself included, whose immediate family, not so very long ago, came from another part of the world to make this country our home. Yet here we are in 2026 with a number of government leaders who are hell-bent on removing folks who sought refuge, sanctuary, and/or new opportunities on this shore. Because Team USA, our place, our circumstances are special and need to be protected from those people, the unknown, the untrusted, the alien and foreign. I still find it deeply ironic and hypocritical beyond words that descendants of the only folks who'd have a legitimate complaint about this have been pushed to the farthest corners of this country. During this 4th of July weekend, there have been speeches made about how terrific the U.S. is, how we've done so much to advance technology, science, medicine, the arts, you name it, we're great at it. This all stands in stark contrast to how our citizens and immigrants to these shores are being treated in real time. This past week, the Supreme Court's majority decision in Mullen v. Doe ended temporary protected status for Haitians and Somalis, folks whose countries are in conflict and whose lives may well be in danger if they return. Many of these folks have lived here for decades. Our current president can just tell them to get out, because cruelty and wanton disregard are now domestic and foreign policy tools that may happen sooner than we can imagine. Oh, and that pesky little detail that 99% of them are black. That's just a coincidence. No wonder so many of us are finding it more difficult to sing the Star-Spangled Banner in the last few years. Land of the free, indeed. One could argue that a gigantic favor has been granted to the American people in all of this. We've been shaken so hard as a nation that inequalities which we may have somehow sidestepped or overlooked can no longer be ignored. It is also true that one of our greatest strengths, which we've taken so much for granted, is being mightily tested. That is the cultural diversity that has been at the heart of our still developing nation. All of us, immigrant kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, and the rich heritage we've all benefited from, along with the newest additions to our country, we and our families are what's made this country the grandest stew of progress and possibility. African Americans whose families were dragged here in chains by the thousands built this country. From Harlem to Biloxi, from the blues to blood transfusions. Thank you, Dr. Charles Drew. The mother of exiles knew us before we got here. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. The greatest sadness is settling upon me in the wake of this week's Supreme Court decisions, lifting up trans kids here too. I feel that we are watching purposeful attempts at dismantling our interdependence, what makes us a multicultural national community filled with hope and promise. Disinviting our global neighbors and family from entering into these United States will only weaken and damage us. Heck, that may just be a feature and not a bug. It appears the not welcome mat has been supersized, gilded, and superglued at the entrance of this country. Making America white again won't work because it was never true and never right. Making America ignorant again isn't an option because too many of us know better and expect more. At its most vital and lively, the nation's interconnectedness and interdependence has fueled our imagination, innovation, inclusion, and success. We can't do this nation rebuilding and nation reimagining thing without each other, and we're going to need plenty of both in the years ahead. That same recognition of inclusion and interdependence can extend to our personal lives and this congregation as well. Many of us were saddened and disappointed to read Reverend Alyssa's resignation letter on email this past Sunday evening. This type of an announcement is often accompanied by confusion, anger, and fear for what the future might be. We may even lose some members whose grief and anger will not be assuaged, and I mourn for that. Shortly before Reverend Luna Jensen left this fellowship, and at the time it was a fellowship, it was around 1999 or 2000, she and I had a conversation in the kitchen, cleaning up after some social event. She said, "Thea, when I leave this church, there will be people who leave at the same time because I've gone. And there will be people that you've never seen before who return to this church because I've gone." It's a poignant and difficult fact of church life. As a congregation, we've been so good at upholding community and celebrating our relationships with each other and the wider Wilmington community for years now. My fervent hope and prayers are that this continue. We are all worthy of that. I believe so much in the well-being of this congregation that I finally, after 25 years or so, joined my friends on the Board of Trustees in last Tuesday's meeting in the midst of our upheaval. In an email a few days ago, one board member asked us to consider moving at the speed of trust. That idea resonates with me. The speed of trust honors our interdependence and asks us to pause and hold each other's needs and ideas in high enough regard to really listen, to proceed with care and consideration for where we've been, where we are now, and where we want to go. In closing our Interdependence Day morning, I'm quoting the words of my favorite American president, Barack Obama, from his speech on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, just a few years ago. I'd like us to hold our congregation in mind with these words as well. You are America, unconstrained by habit and convention, unencumbered by what is, ready to seize what ought to be. For everywhere in this country, there are first steps to be taken. There is new ground to cover. There are more bridges to be crossed. America is not the project of any one person. The single most powerful word in our democracy is the word we. We the people, we shall overcome. Yes, we can. That word is owned by no one. It belongs to everyone. Oh, what a glorious task we are given to continually try to improve this great nation of ours. One of our former members, Reverend Cheryl M. Walker, often concluded her sermons with the words, "Amen, Ashe, I love you." The word Ashe is Yoruban, West African, for "so may it be." Today I will do so as well. Amen. Ashe, I love you.